What's good, y'all? What is good, y'all? Mikey T, the movie star here. We got some crazy news to report on today. As y'all know, I've done a couple interviews in the past speaking on the G Unit spinner chain. The G Unit spinner chain that allegedly was taken from, I guess they say it was an associate of Young Buck. So that's what we're going to get into tonight, you guys, because I actually did a couple different interviews, right? I did an interview with JoJo Capone. I did a second interview with Kid Kid, where Kid Kid actually said this whole story that 50 Cent is proclaiming now. Now 50 Cent is doing an interview. 50 Cent actually did an interview with Hot 97, Ebro, Laura Styles, Rosenberg, and he actually addressed quite a bit in this interview. You know what I mean? He addressed quite a bit, and we're going to get into it tonight because I've actually interviewed two different people in the industry who have both spoken on this story, which has given me a little bit of interest to speak on it tonight. So 50 Cent is actually producing a new podcast. It's a new podcast that could potentially be turned into a TV show. Um, he actually is producing it with a couple twins named Jay and Peter Flores. 50 Cent came in contact with these two in '04 when he was actually at his height. So this shows you sometimes how long it takes for, different scenarios to play out. The podcast realm is everything right now. I've seen it actually play out in other people's advantage. I've seen it play out to other people's advantage as well. So this story is pretty crazy because 50 Cent actually explained being on tour and running around, and Young Buck ended up going to Chicago. Young Buck ended up in Chicago, and one of the dudes in his entourage, which is the story that we've all heard, that it was a member of Young Buck's entourage that actually had the chain taken. A member of the entourage decides that he wants to go to a party. So he goes to the Cabrini Green Projects. He goes to party, and he wants to go and party, and he goes to a party in the projects, and he knocks on the door, you guys. And 50 Cent was telling Ebro that he knocks on the door and he's like, yo, it's G Unit. It's G Unit. Let me up in here. So he gets let in after saying, yo, it's G Unit. Let me in. They let him in. They let him out. No peace. Ebro's like, of course, no peace. You should have known better than to go partying in the hood. But that's what a lot of the entourage members like to do. They like to use the endorsement of the rapper to get them further. You know what I mean? So they can go bag a couple shorties, so they could get a record deal, even. Different things like this have always been used in the past when it comes to record deals, y'all. When it comes to industry associates, I should say, actually. So they let him out, no peace. Yeah, so he gets robbed. And when they get back, one of the dudes that with him got shot in the hand. Ebro's like, whose idea was it to show up in the projects? They actually went up in the worst projects at that point in time. 50 said it was a bad idea. I was like, when I heard it happen, I was like, what would make you do that? The police don't even go to Cabrini Green projects. If it's not a if it's not a serious thing, someone is laid out if they go there. It was way worse. That area was specifically the worst area for you to be in Chicago at that point. People didn't know, like, you know what I mean? People didn't know when you had the G Unit piece originally that people would say, yo, they'd see 50 wearing the G Unit piece. It was the first major piece that he actually bought. 50 said, he spent $300,000 on the piece. He said it was the biggest piece of his personal jewelry collection that he had bought at that point. He said, when I took it off my neck, I didn't want to pay the insurance for it. So I had the dummy piece made. So the piece that they actually caught was the pump piece. The one that they got is allegedly the fake piece, you guys. So this is something that Kid actually told me in our exclusive interview, that they had gotten a fake G Unit spinner chain. Ebro's like, cubic zirconies. 50's like, yeah, I had that done because I wasn't going to pay the insurance. As 10 Toes Down came on the channel and explained, you can put insurance on your jewelry. So 50 had just bought this piece, $300,000. I guess he really didn't want to insure it. 50 said the dudes who robbed him took it to Jay. Jay being the guy that 50 is currently connected with. When he realized them ain't diamonds, they took it to him because he was the guy who could pay that much for it. If you look, actually, I'm gonna skip over that part right there. Irrelevant. So he says, no, it's not right. The piece isn't right, but he gave them a little something and he gave the piece back. He saw it as an opportunity to make a relationship. They sent it to Gabi. He was working at RCA. Gabi, actually, we all know Gabi. He's the friend of French Montana. Gabi and French Montana have done a hell of a lot of work. Gabi pretty much brought French onto the scene to a certain extent, or managed him once he got onto the scene. So yeah, that was pretty interesting to me that 50 Cent actually confirmed that story that Kid told me. Kid told me that it was a dummy piece as well. So that's what's up. You know what I mean? It's pretty dope to see. It's pretty dope to see that actually a lot of the stories that I do actually come to light. And we'll talk about another one as well. We'll talk about another one. So Wack 100, we'll talk about another one on another episode. But Wack 100 was like, I don't believe it won't work out because if it's a mainstream, he's got a power. So they damn sure are going to tune in to see him battle rap. His followers on the battle rap and the battle rap fans are going to tune in. If he is good about it, it's another conversation. So Wack is speaking on battle rap, where he's basically laying out the fact if somebody that has popularity actually goes back into the battle rap realm, they will initially draw because of the fact that there are already dead set fans of battle rap, as well as people that will come in to see that artist in particular. We've seen it more recently with like Method Man. You know what I mean? We saw it a little bit further back with Cassidy. So first of all, free the wave, free Tsu Surf, man. He's one of those artists that actually transcended that whole battle rap era of needing to make money by venturing into the industry. If you guys don't remember, when Tsu Surf was getting into it, he had attained a level of popularity where people were like, yo, we need Tsu Surf music. At that point in time, battle rap was reaching a new height. Tsu Surf realized, shit, I can just stay in the battle rap realm of things. At that point in time, right before that, I had met several battle rappers who were at the height of the game who all said that type of shit about breaking into the music industry. But Tsu Surf was the first one who proved that you didn't need to break into the actual music industry. Battle rap took a whole nother level. So, the feds actually laid out their case against Tsu Surf and 9 other individuals. Surf was indicted as a part of an ongoing RICO case. As I said, Surf was one of 10 because there were 9 other men. The feds believe Surf is an acting member of the Rolling 60s, as we've gone over, and his Codees are accused of murder, moving drugs. The feds have been watching him since 2015. Now, there's a big difference in 2015 and 2020, 2019 Tsu Surf. Let's be 100% real. There is such a major difference. Tsu Surf practically isn't even the same person that he was back in 2015. The opportunities, the money has been that much more to the point where Tsu Surf, who could blame Tsu Surf for not being the same person that he once was? We're talking about a guy who built his name up to the point where he could get tens of thousands of dollars for one performance. I mean, shit, we're on here talking about how $6,700 can change your life every single month. Imagine getting a battle rap every 3 months for $40,000 or every month for 20, 30, $40,000. And we're talking about $6,700 being life changing money. Imagine if you just go out there and work for it. So Wack said, someone is telling on them people. So listen, it said the feds have been watching them since 2015, right? They say Surf shot a gun at a rival in March of 2017. Shit is crazy, actually. That shit is actually nuts to hear about that. That's actually pretty crazy to hear about that. The feds allege that Surf shot at a rival. Pretty nuts right there. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Okay. So listen to this. They say Surf shot a gun at a rival in March of 2017, and another individual is accused of crippling a rival gang member. They allege they sold weed in a DM convo. What is up with these guys selling weed in DM convos? What are they thinking, man? But they got on Casanova as well. They got on Casanova crazy about that, you guys. When Casanova actually was selling his 2 times weed, they were acting like it was such a big deal, which is really crazy to me. You know what I mean? With all the laws that have been changed. So Wack said, somebody is telling on them people. I mean, it's practical. One thing I did when I sat back in the pen, I sat back and I thought about stories I heard from my uncles and my older homies, and it's always the same shit. I sat back and I thought about stories I heard from my uncles and my older homies, and it's always the same shit. Somebody in the squad gets caught up. Pillow Talks tells on one of them, and then in the investigation, and they watch. They come, they get everybody. So I'm thinking like I'm in prison right now. If they don't come and get me on this 6 I'm doing, they don't come and get me. I might be clean enough to get away and stay away from everybody. So what Whack 100 is saying right there is pretty interesting, noting that he had been locked up for 6 out of a 7-year stint, and he was kind of feeling like, listen, in this situation, if I'm locked up right now and I don't get brought up on any additional charges while I'm incarcerated, then I might be good in the long run. I actually might be straight in the long run. And once I get out of jail, I can put all this behind me. I might be clean enough and get out and stay away from everybody. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys, when they get out of jail, they don't stay away from the people. Wack said, and I seen 5 crews swept. I came in. I told the day I allow a dude with no focus to direct me, I'm a bozo. So you got to remember the streets don't ever forget this. Unless it's genuine and it's family and you've been doing it out the sandbox, they only want to F with you when they need you. They don't give a F what they think. They don't give a F what they bring to you. They only want to fuck with you when they need you. So here you go. The thing is, if you don't need them, why would you mess with them? It's called loyalty. You know what I mean? It's called loyalty. It's called wanting to bring other people that have literally been there throughout your entire struggle up to the top with you. Wack said, because you never knew what a dude got going on. A dude know he is hot as a firecracker to come around you, and now you're a person of interest. Yeah, man, we see a lot of this as well. When somebody blows up, sometimes they use their homie that's in the spotlight to shield them. Oh shit, nobody's even gonna recognize what I'm doing. I could just chill in one of your cribs, I could chill in your condo, and I can live under the radar. That's the type of shit that Wack is saying here. He's like, because you never know what a dude has got going on. A dude knows he is hot as a firecracker to come around you. And now you're a person of interest. Lord forbid you're doing anything for your hustle, your survival. They're not even paying you no attention, but he just put them on you and he knows he's hot. And that happens. That's what happens, y'all, sometimes in these situations. One of your associates will be running from a charge. They won't tell you about it. They could be on the run for a year, hanging out with you. You're in every different state. Their ID isn't getting checked you know what I mean? It's pretty crazy to me. Wack was also asked if it's a repeat of the Young Thug case. Wack just goes, they gonna tell. It's always cool to look good. We together, we got money, we at the studio. Dudes will Denzel Washington your ass to death. That ain't playing gangster. That's going with the flow. See, now you're in the water. Sink or swim. These dudes will Denzel Washington your ass. That must come from the American Gangster film. That must come from the American Gangster film with Frank Lucas. But Wack was asked why are rappers getting charged with Ricos. Wack said, "What do you mean? They've been around for a very long time. The Fed Rico been here. That was around with John Gotti. You know, you got dudes, Freeway Rick Ross, they hit him with it. You got these dudes with this weed and these pills. They're putting it on the highway. You know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. I be tripping off these dudes, watching them on Instagram. If I was getting that type of money, doing anything like that, I'd be the brokest dude on Instagram." And it goes back to my old interview with Gilly the Kid, you guys, where Gilly actually said you can't move grams when you're on the gram. You know, very simple message right there. You know, Wack seems to think that someone in Surf's camp is gonna rat. You know what I mean? We saw what happened in Ab's case. We saw what happened in the Treyway case. In a few of these cases, there have been rats. We're seeing what's happening in the Young Thug case right now, with seemingly there being rats. Um, Now, I just want to point out Young Thug's situation is a state case, whereas this case is a federal case. I'll bring you more updates on it when I can. Like I said, we're going to be talking more about 50 Cent in the future as well. He had some interesting things to say, so I want to do a little response to it. But today I covered the fact that 50 actually, 50 actually did an interview where he spoke on the chain, the G Unit spinner chain, getting robbed. So I wanted to go over that. I'll talk to y'all later, though, man. Make sure y'all stay tuned in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my live videos. Peace. I'm up out of here.